Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter articles. Now this is part 2 of the chapter article. As I told you that articles are very important and they are actually the special types of adjectives. In our earlier session, we discussed a lot about articles. In fact, we saw the places where it can be placed and where it cannot be placed. Also, we discussed the use of two types of articles, that is indefinite article and the definite article. We also saw the rules of using indefinite articles and the definite article. However, there are many rules which are still left, which we will be discussing at the last of this session. Okay, but what we are going to discuss in this session, let us see. In this session, we will discuss rules for the omission of articles. Now, we have already seen how and when and where to place these articles in a sentence. We know well that that noun is mandatory to use these articles before them. Okay, but there are a few points where omission of article is there. It means where articles cannot be used, or if we use them, we use them mistakenly. Okay, or we do the wrong use of them. Now, there are several places, or there are some rules which describe that articles cannot be used in such situations. So, what are the situations in which we cannot use our articles? We'll see in this session, or we'll discuss in this session. After that, we'll see some types of questions based on articles. It means from this chapter, what type of questions can be framed, how to solve them. We will discuss those type of questions as well. Okay. But first of all, we'll discuss the omission of articles. It means where article cannot be used. So, first we'll start reading the omissions, the headlines, the headings, and then the examples. Okay, that where to avoid the use of articles, or where to avoid using articles or ignore the use of articles. Okay, so here we have the first point, that is omit the article when making generalizations about things in general or referring to a whole class of items or people. Now, you must have heard a word, fish lives in water. Okay, fish lives in water. Also, you must have heard a proverb, that is man is mortal. Now, what is mortal? One who has to die one day. Okay, or one which has an ant. Now, if I say man is mortal, does this mean only the male person? No. Actually, this man is used to show the widest category of human beings or the living beings. This man does not only mean the category of men or the category of males. No, it is actually showing the class of living beings, or you can say the entire living beings. It means the living creatures or anything that has life, or the life unit that has to be died one day. So man here means living beings, or all the living beings, or everything which has life. Okay, so that is men over here. So man is not actually defining the category of only men, but this is actually defining the category of all the living beings. It means men, women, children, animals, and everything on earth that has life. Okay, and that is mortal. So this is actually showing the widest category, or the whole of the class. Before such nouns, we cannot use any article. So here, before this man, we cannot use article. Now, if I say fish lives in water, here it does not mean that we are only talking about fish. In fact, here fish means aquatic animals, or all those animals which can live in water, in or underwater. Okay, so this is actually, we are talking about the entire aquatic category, or aquatic animals. For example, if we talk about fish, blue whale is actually the mammal, not the fish. Okay, we talk about blue whale. If we talk about fish, any kind of fish, dolphin, shark, starfish. If we talk about seahorse, snails, turtle, tadpole, so all these, whether they are any kind of animal, but they are aquatic animal. So here fish does not mean only the category of fish, but it is showing us the category of the entire aquatic family. So it is defining not only its own category, but the whole class of that particular type. So before that we cannot use any article. Okay, so I cannot say that the fish lives in water. No, actually fish lives in water will be the correct sentence. We cannot use any article before it. But if I say the fish breathes, breathes, breathes through gills. Now this sentence will be correct. Why so? Because it can only be seen in the category of fish only, not blue whale or not any other aquatic animals. But here fish means only the category of fish. Okay, only the category of fishes. Okay, but if we talk about man is mortal, it means here we are talking about man, the all living society, and here fish means the aquatic animal which lives in water. Okay, but if we talk about the fish breathes through gills, so it is only fish that can breathe through gill, not the other aquatic animals. Okay, now if I say man earns for the family. Okay, so there men can be stated as the male people. Okay, so there we can use article. Okay, now let us move to the next rule. Articles are often omitted before plural and uncountable nouns in a general sense. Okay, it means omitted before plural nouns. If there are plural nouns, basically we should not use articles unless they are specified. Okay, or unless they are made particular. Or if the nouns are uncountable nouns, if they are not particular, we should not use articles before them. For example, if we talk about suppose I say, let us take an example. Suppose I say people consume coffee all over the world. Now obviously I'm not talking about a special category of people all over the world. Okay, I'm talking about all the people of this world. Okay, I'm not talking about people in particular sense, or I'm not making people particular over here. So before this I cannot use any article. Okay, I cannot use any article. If I say water is essential for life, water is essential for life. Now I'm talking about only water. Okay, water is essential for life. Now it is not actually the particular water, or I'm not talking about water of this river or that river. I'm talking about water in general sense. So this is uncountable noun, I know well. So before this as well I cannot use any article. Okay, but if I make these particular, in general sense I cannot use article, but in particular sense I can use article. If I want to make any of these particular, whether the noun, the plural noun, or the uncountable noun, if I make them particular, I can use the before them. Okay, for example, if I say the water of this pond, it means I'm talking about the water of particular pond. Okay, here I'm making this water particular. The water of this pond is dirty. Okay, it means I'm talking about the water of a particular pond. Okay, which is related to this pond only. I'm not talking about water in general. In fact, I'm talking about water of this pond only. It means I'm making this water particular and I'm relating it to someone else or something else. So in this manner we can use the before it. Okay, but here water is essential for life, I cannot use any article before it. Okay, if I say the people of this city celebrate this festival, okay, or the people of this area celebrate this festival or celebrate this tradition. So the people are made particular, or they are actually talked about only of some area. Okay, it means we are talking about the people in definite sense, we are talking about only this group of people, there I can use the before that. Okay, if I say the people of this region um, celebrate celebrate this festival celebrate this festival. Okay, here I can use the before people. Why so? Because I'm talking about the people of this region. It means I'm relating these people to a particular region. Okay, I'm making these people particular. That is why I can use the before them. I hope you understood. If we have any noun and we are making it particular, we should use the before it. But if we are talking about them in general sense, we should not use any article before them. Okay. Now let us move to the next rule. Omit the articles before the names of meals and days of the week. Now these are two things. One the meal and another one is the days. Okay. Now these are two things. First of all, we'll talk about meals. Okay. First of all, we'll talk about the meals. Now, do you know how many meals are there in a day? Tell me how many meals are there in a day. Well, there are 6 meals in a day. What are the 6 meals? First of all, we have the breakfast. Okay, that we take in the starting of the morning or in the early morning, breakfast. Then after that we have brunch. After this we have lunch. After this we have uh, uh, tea or snacks. Okay, or snacks. And after that we have dinner, and after that we take supper. Okay, anything that we eat before going to bed. Okay, so these are actually the 6 meals in a day. Now what happens, we cannot use any article before the names of the meals. Okay, we should not use any article before the names of the meals, but in general sense. But if I make the name of these meals particular, okay, if I make the names of this meal particular, okay, it should be particular. Okay, if I'm making about if I'm making any meal particular, or if I'm using any name of any meal in a particular sense, we should use the before it. Okay, why so? uh, what actually the example, now let us see some examples. For example, if I say usually I usually have lunch I usually have lunch at 1 o'clock. Now this is in general sense, in which daily our timing is 1 o'clock. But if I say the lunch which I had yesterday was very delicious or scrumptious. Now I'm not talking about lunch of every day. I'm talking about the lunch which is of a particular day. Okay, I'm talking about the lunch which I had yesterday. It means I'm talking about that particular lunch which I had yesterday. I'm not talking about the about all lunch parties that I have, or all lunch meals that I have. Usually I have lunch at 1 o'clock, so that lunch is in general sense. But if I say the lunch that I had yesterday, it means I'm talking about a special lunch which I'm related to yesterday. Before that I can use the. Okay, before that I can use the, but not before this. If I say I usually have the lunch at 1 o'clock, that will be incorrect. But if I say the lunch which I had yesterday was very scrumptious or delicious, that is fine. That is totally correct. So if there is any name of any meal, if we are making them particular, if we are using in a particular sense, if we are using them in a particular sense or relating to someone else, we can use the before it. But if we are using in general sense, we cannot use any article. If I say I want to go on lunch with him, so I can say I want to go on lunch with him. I cannot say on the lunch. But if I say the lunch that I had with him, or the lunch which was hosted by him, so there we can use the. Okay, or it is this rule is applicable this rule is applicable in any of these names of the meals. Okay, now if we talk about here this the days of the week, now we'll talk about the days of the week. What are actually the days of the week, when to use uh, the or when to use not. Before the name of any day of week, I cannot use article. Suppose there is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, if I say Sunday, days of the week are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, it is Tuesday, then Wednesday. Okay, then Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday. Okay, now these are actually the days of the week. Okay, so I cannot use any article before the names of these days. Okay, I cannot use any article. I cannot say the Sunday, that is incorrect. I cannot say a Sunday, that is incorrect. But in some special case we can use, for example, I went to meet him on a Monday. On a Monday means any Monday. It means the day when I met him, that day was Monday. Okay, so that was a day. It means that was a single day over there. Okay, so that is a rare case, but before any days in the week we should not use any article before them. Okay, now let us move to the next one. Now this one is fourth rule. This is very very important. Proper nouns do not take articles. Proper nouns means name of any person. Before the name of any person we cannot use article. I cannot say the Aditi. Now this will be incorrect. Okay, this will be incorrect. I can only say Aditi. I cannot say the Aditi. Okay, that will be incorrect. Now there is some special case before which we can use the before a proper noun, but that is only in the case when we make the name bigger. For example, if I say the Mukesh Ambani or the Ambani, it means I'm not talking about Ambanis, but I'm talking about the great qualities or the great work of that of those people. So there I can use the Ambani. Okay, the Mukesh Ambani, the Amitabh Bachchan, in which we emphasizes the personality of that particular person. We can use the. Otherwise, we cannot use the before any proper noun, whether it is the name of any city, whether it is the name of any country, before the name of any person. We cannot use the at all. Okay. Now let us move to the next one. Articles are typically omitted before the names of sports, games, and academic subjects. Now, if there is any name of a sports, any name of any game, any name of any academic subject, we cannot use the before it. For example, I cannot say the cricket. Okay, that will be incorrect. I cannot say the hockey. No, the should not be there. Yes, I can write the hockey tournament. Okay, but I cannot say the hockey. Okay, I can say the hockey stick, that is correct, but I cannot say the hockey. Okay, before the name of any sport or game we cannot use the. I cannot say the Ludo or the snake and ladders. No, snake and ladders, Ludo, carom board, I cannot use the before them. Okay, if we talk about academic subjects, I can say English, I cannot say the English. I can say arithmetic, I cannot say the arithmetic. Okay, so in this manner we should not use article before such words or the names of such words. Now let us move to the next rule. Now this one is sixth. Omit the article in expressions like go to bed, go to school. Now whenever we use expressions or idioms like go to bed, now go to bed means go to sleep. Okay, I'm not saying here to go towards a bed, but if I'm saying that go to bed means going to sleep. Okay, for example, you must have heard a rhyme that is early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So if I'm saying go to bed, this the simply means go to sleep. So in this case we cannot use the before such phrases. Okay, I cannot say that he's going to the bed. No, he's going to bed. If I say going to the bed, it means he's going towards the bed. Okay, so I can say go to school, but I cannot say go to the school. But there is a little difference in this concept. Now if we talk about any place, this one is very very important. Okay, with before the name of any place. there is a concept of place. Whenever we visit any place, okay, we visit that place for some purpose. Okay, uh, in fact, a place is made for some purpose. If a school is made or if a school is built, obviously it is built so that so that the students can go and learn over there, so that the teachers can go and teach over there. Okay, so the purpose of a school is learning and educating. Okay, if the hospitals are built, why? Just to treat patients over there. Doctors, they treat patients over they treat patients over there. Okay, so every place is built for some purpose and every place is visited for some purpose. Now if we are going to a place and we are serving a purpose over there, we'll see whether the purpose for which we are going to that particular place, either it is same or it is different. Okay, is it same or it is different? Now for example, if I go to a hospital, so my purpose should be that I'm the patient, and being a patient I went there to get treated. Or maybe possible, I'm a doctor, and being a doctor I went there to treat the patients. Okay, so going to the hospital or going to hospital should be either you should be a patient or the doctor, so the purpose should be same, because for which the hospital has been built. Okay, so every place is visited for some purpose, and the purpose can be either same or different. If it is same, it means the person who is visiting that particular place, he is using that particular place or the name of that particular place for the same purpose which for which it has been built. But if the purpose is different, it means he is using that particular place for some different purpose. It means for not for which the place has been built. Okay, so if the purpose is same, we should not use any article before it or the name of the person place. Okay, but if it is serving the different purpose, we can use the a or n according to the situation. The for making particular, a or n for any in a general sense. For example, if I say there is a temple in the there is a temple on that street, so I'm indicating a temple. I'm just referring to a temple which is situated on that street. Okay, so that is for different purpose. I'm not using that the name of that particular temple for the worshipping purpose. Okay, so if it is serving the different purpose, we can use article, but if it is serving the same purpose, we should not use any article. For example, if I say Ravi went to the temple to the temple to the temple to worship. Now here, if you see this sentence carefully, obviously Ravi is going there to worship. Okay, to worship some god. So before this temple we cannot use the, because it is serving the same purpose for which it has been built. But if I say Riya went to temple to meet his friend, sorry, to meet her friend. Now is that the meeting place? Is the temple meeting place? No, not at all. That is why we should use the before this temple, because this temple has been used for some other purpose apart from the purpose for which it has been built. Okay, so here Riya is visiting this temple for some different purpose. That is why we need to use the before this temple. So the correct sentence will be Riya went to the temple to meet her friend. Okay, so this is actually the main use of place, when to use article and when to not. So in case of school, again we should use the same trick. If this place, a school, has been used for the same purpose, we should not use article. But if it has been used for some different purpose, we should use article. For example, if I say her marriage is held in that school, so is in the school. Okay, so is in the school, the party is organized in the school, so there we have used the name for that school for some different purpose, so I can use the school. But if I say he is going to school, Ravi and Dishant are going to school, so obviously they must be students or they are going to school to study, so there I can use school. Okay, not article before the school. Now let us move to the another rule, that is Articles are not used before the names of languages and nationalities. Before any language, before any nationality, we cannot use article. Okay, though before nationality we can use article, but before languages we cannot use article. For example, if I say Sanskrit, okay, if I say English, this is language. If I say Hindi, if I say Punjabi, okay, I cannot use article before these languages. I cannot say the Sanskrit, I cannot say the English. Okay, I simply say that he speaks Sanskrit very well. He speaks Sanskrit very well. I cannot say the Sanskrit. Okay, that will be incorrect. Okay, before nationality we can use article like the Indian, the American. Okay, but if I say he's an Indian, it means he's just a person who is an Indian. Okay, so we can also use an Indian. We can also use indefinite article. So let us avoid this nationalities word from here. Okay, there are rare cases. Omit articles before titles and occupations when speaking generally. Now, if we talk about titles, before titles we use the. Okay, the before any title which is given to a person. But before occupations, for example, let me give you some example of for this. It is actually the another rule. Suppose there is a word post of, rank of, appointed. Okay, and if I have word elected, and after this, before any after any such word, if we have a noun, okay, or any name of any designation, we should not use article in between. We should not use article in between. But if it is written in the general sense, we can use. Now, if I say that he has been elected, he has been elected a chairman or the chairman. So this sentence will be incorrect. We should not use a in this. So the correct sentence will be he has been elected chairman. Okay, he has been elected chairman. If I say he has been appointed the collector of this society, so not society actually, but if I say he has been appointed chief minister, so he has been appointed chief minister, not the chief minister. Okay, but if I say the chief minister of UP is Shri Honorable Shri Yogi Adityanath ji, so we can use we can use the chief minister for before the name, before the designations we can use the. Okay, or before the titles. For example, if I say Akbar the Great. Okay, so here, because Akbar, he was given the title of the Great, so we can use the before the titles. Okay, this one is correct. If I say the Iron Man of India, obviously we know well that whom this title has been given. So before the title, that is the Iron Man of India. So Iron Man of India is actually the title. So before Iron Man of India, we can use the. Okay, but we cannot use it in general sense. Now let us move to the next one. Omit the article before abstract nouns. This one is very, very important. Before any abstract noun. What are abstract nouns? Abstract nouns are actually nouns which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, but which can be felt. Okay, so these are abstract nouns. Before any abstract noun, we cannot use any article unless we make it particular. For example, if I say the honesty is the best policy. The honesty is the best policy. Is this sentence correct? No, not at all. This sentence is incorrect. And what will be the rectification? We should remove the from here. It should be honesty. Honesty is the best policy. Okay. Moreover, if we make this abstract noun particular, okay, we make this abstract noun particular, we can use the before it. Okay, we should use the before it. How? If I say the honesty, the honesty that was shown by, that was shown by, that was shown by Ravi um, during the competition was really appreciable, was really appreciable. Okay, so I'm appreciating that particular part of honesty, or that particular task of honesty that was done by Ravi, or that was shown by Ravi during the competition. Okay, maybe he has done something which is really praiseworthy, so the honesty that was shown by, it means that task of honesty that was shown by Ravi at that time. So here we are making honesty particular, it means we are relating this honesty to a particular person that he has shown during some particular time. Okay, so here we can use the honesty, and this sentence is absolutely correct. Okay, so in this manner we can use the before abstract nouns, but before abstract noun in general sense we cannot use any article before these words. Okay, moreover, articles can be omitted before prepositional phrases of a place and time when speaking generally. Okay, so place and time, as I say, there are some prepositional phrases which are related to place and time. Before that, we can avoid using any article. Okay, for example, before day and night. And one more thing is there. Suppose there is parts of day and night. There is parts of day and night. Now, what are actually the parts of day and night? Let me tell you. If there are parts of day and night talked about. Okay, what are parts of day and night? Like morning, evening, afternoon. What are the parts of day and night? Morning, okay, and afternoon or noon, and you can say evening, night. These are actually the parts of day and night. Okay, night, sunset, sunrise. These are the parts of day and night. Now, before parts of day and night, if we have used any preposition like as, by, after, before. Okay, now if we have used any of these prepositions before the parts of day and night, okay, it means we have written any of these prepositions and after that we have written any part of day and night. We cannot use article before these phrases. For example, if I say at night, this is correct. Okay, if I say at night, this one is correct. But if I say at the night, this will be incorrect. Okay, at the night, this will be incorrect. Okay, if there is any other preposition we can use. Okay, we can use at the night, this is incorrect. If I say in the night, that is correct. Okay, because here preposition is something else. Okay, I have not used at, I have used in, so this one is correct. In the night is correct, at night is correct, but at the night is not correct. In the evening is correct, but if I say after evening or after the evening is incorrect, whereas after evening is correct. Okay, before evening is correct, before the evening is incorrect. Okay, so if I use any of these prepositions before any part of day and night, we cannot use any article before these prepositions or parts of day and night. Okay, but if I use any other preposition, I can use article easily. Okay, so you should remember this very, very importantly. This concept is very, very important in a speaking sense as well. Okay, now let us move to the next one. When talking about meals served at home, articles are often omitted. This I have already told you that when meal is said, if we make the meal particular, we use article. Okay, if we talk about meal in general sense, we cannot use article. Okay, generally we should not use article. Okay, now it is written article about meals at home. It is not like at home. For example, if I say The lunch that was hosted by Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor. So that is correct. Why? Because I'm relating it to someone else. So just omit this line. What I have already taught you, just consider that one. Now here we'll see some questions based on articles. However, there are still some concepts left, or a few concepts left about articles. What are that? Let me tell you. There is a rule. If I say that as, so, to, this is so, okay, as, so, to, if, or how. Suppose any of these adverbs have been used, and after that we have used an adjective. Okay, these are actually adverbs. Okay, and after this we have used adjective, and after this we have noun. In this case, the article is used just before noun. Okay, article is placed just before noun. This will be the rule of using the article in such a sentence. How? She is as skilled a worker. Okay. So clever a man is he. A man is he. Okay. So here we have used article just before noun in case of sentence which is carrying so after that adjective and after that noun. So in this case we have used article just before noun. In case of such, we use such a situation, such a moment, such a tragedy. So after such we use article, and after that we use noun. Okay, so these are various concepts in which we can series, which make a series where the article or which article should be used before and after. Okay. Now, in case of rather, we can use article on both the sides. After rather or rather, both are correct. Okay. In case of rather, in case of rather, we can use article on both the sides, either a or this. Okay, but one at one time. Okay, either this or that. Okay, so these two can be the pairs using rather in a sentence. Okay. Now let us move to some questions based on articles. Just remember one thing, whether we talk about any name of any proper noun or name of any place, any river, anywhere. Okay. And yes, one more thing, if we talk about the names of islands, okay, we talk about the names of islands, we should use article before them. Okay, if we talk about names of islands, we should use article the before them. Okay, the names of the islands, for example, the Greenland. Okay, the Greenland, and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, but if I use any city's name or any country's name that is actually an island in the formation, for example, the Philippines, the West Indies. Okay, you know well that West Indies is actually the name of a country, but it is also an island. So we can use the West Indies, the Netherlands. Okay, because Netherlands is also a piece of island. Okay, so Netherland, though, or you can say it is a chain of island, though it is the name of the country as well, still because it is the name of an island, so we should use the before it. Okay, but before India we can't use the, because before the name of continents, before the name of countries, we cannot use any article. Okay, now let us discuss these fill in the blanks. For example, the dash sun rises in the east. Now sun is a unique object. Now sun should be written in with capital letter. Sun is actually the unique object, and with unique object we should use the. So here the sun rises in the east. Okay, now you can also have error correction. She wants to be the doctor. Okay, so remove the, she wants to be doctor. Okay, or she wants to be a doctor. Now sentence improvement can also be asked from this chapter. He is dash honest man. So before honest, obviously we write an indefinite article. Noun is also there. So he is an honest man. Why so? Because before honest we need to put indefinite article n, just because its pronunciation is beginning with o, not h. H is silent over here, so it is beginning with the you can say vowel sound. So here we need to put n. So he is an honest man. Next, choose the correct sentence. So out of these four options we have to choose one. He is good singer. Now good is adjective, singer is noun. But as I told you, if this is actually the pair, or this is actually the combination or series of the words in a sentence, we should use article before the adjective or the adverb. Okay, but noun is mandatory over there. He is a good singer. Yes, this is correct. He is the good singer. No. Indefinite article should be used in the rule of adverb plus adjective plus noun. If this is the proper sequence, we should use any article before the nearest word. Okay, but that article should be indefinite article, either a or n, which depends on the nearest word to it. Next is paragraph completion. I saw dash beautiful bird in dash tree. So I saw a beautiful bird. Bird is noun, beautiful is adjective. So before this we need to put an indefinite article. So I saw a beautiful bird in the tree, because I'm talking about a particular tree where I saw that a beautiful bird. So it should be I saw a beautiful bird in the tree. Now I have written for beautiful bird because that bird is not particular, but that tree is particular on which that bird is sitting. Okay, now let us move to the next type of question, that is comprehension passages. So sometime it happens that a passage will be given to you and you will be asked to find out the question based on that particular passage. So that can also be solved through this article article, either a or n. According to the passage, what are the dash benefits of regular exercise? So what are the articles? Okay, what are the benefits? Because we are talking about some particular benefits. Okay, now we can also have a spotting the error. I have a car or n car, so we should have I have a car. Okay, I cannot say I have n car, I should use I have a car. So remove n from here. Okay, so this is how the questions from the chapter of article are asked. I hope this much is very clear to you all. Also, the use of the can be used before the names of the planets, name of the trains. There are several other reasons as well. If we are talking about the names of trains, ship, airplanes. Okay, if we talk about the names of any suppose there are many things which contains a name, we should use the before them. Okay, planets, any unique objects. Okay, the constellations, so we use the before them. For example, the Shatabdi Express, the Rajdhani Express, the Vande Bharat. Ship, the Indian Queen, the Titanic. Airplanes, the Air India Highways. Okay, or the Tata, or you can say the Spice Jet. So before the names of the airplanes or aeroplanes, we can use the Kingfisher. Planets, for example, the Jupiter, the Earth, the Mars, or before any celestial body, we can use the. Okay, for example, the pole star. So in such cases, we can use the. Okay, or if we make anything general or anything particular, we can use the before it. Okay, so I hope the entire concept of article is clear to you now, and now you know each and everything about the articles, in fact. And if you come across any type of question from the chapter of articles, you will definitely do it, and also you will keep in mind while you are speaking, that you need not use article before the name of any name of the colors, name of the seasons, name of the subjects. So before these things we should not use article. Before languages we cannot use article. Okay, so I hope you find this session beneficial, and if you want to learn more about parts of speech and grammar, be connected with me. Till then, thanks to you.